So I finally got in everything I needed to do my holiday look. So I'm going to go ahead and do that tutorial now. Now it's not going to be, I'll tell you the steps and I'll tell you what I'm doing, but then I'm going to have to cut off the actual application, mainly because I don't always have room on my notebook, so we're hoping to get that fixed soon. I will start using my my good camera eventually. We just got to create some space, and I actually had to, this isn't very Christmassy, but I had to put a backdrop in my room and work in here for now. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I always do, and I never used to, but I always do now, is I go ahead and prime my face. I am using the Simply Ageless CoverGirl and Olay Anti-Aging Foundation Primer. I had to do a lot of research and find out which primer was really going to work best with my skin, because I was having issues finding one that worked, and this seems to work so far. I don't have room. Great. So, gonna apply that. Ooh. Forehead, T-zone, and then just go ahead and rub it in. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is foundation, and this one I haven't used in a while. I bought it and I probably only used it twice, and I think it just didn't work because I didn't have primer at the time, but now that I do, we'll go ahead and give it another shot, and it's the Revlon Photo Ready Airbrush Effect. I did hear mixed reviews about this one. Some said that it didn't dry quick enough, and there was other complaints, but for me, we'll see if it works. If it doesn't give enough coverage, I'll put a couple layers on. So we're gonna put it all over the skin. All right, and then we're gonna rub it in with this brush. I did a review on these brushes a little while back, kind of mixed in with a tutorial. I'm going to go ahead and use as many of these brushes as I can on this one, and there is a reason behind it, so we'll get into that later. So I'll go ahead and rub it in, and we'll be right back. Okay, so now that we have the foundation, I'm going to go ahead with the concealer, and I'm using the Hard Candy Glam Heavy Duty Concealer. I have a really hard time finding concealer that actually works well for me and my skin, but this is one of the best that I found that's affordable, which is the key word for me. So we're going to go ahead and apply thin strips. That's all you need. This a little bit really does go a long way with this. And then we're going to take this brush and we're going to blend it in, and we'll be right back. Okay, so after that we usually use a setting powder, but I'm going to use a powder, and excuse the mess on here, in the Hard Candy Look Pro Ultimate Contour and Sculpt Kit. I'm going to use this powder right here to set it. It just has a twinge of shine to it, and we're going to use the same brush. I actually have two of these, so... And normally the setting powder is what I'll put on next, but today we're just going to go with this. Okay, and there we have it. And next we're going to go ahead and contour. And normally I would use, if I'm going to use the powder from that, I'm going to use the whole thing. Not this time. We're going to take this brush right here. It's just a little bit bigger than that, but smaller than the one I used for foundation. And we're going to take my e.l.f. contouring blush and bronzing powder. We're going to go and contour with this, and then immediately apply the blush with this one. And what I'm going to do is apply the powder first on both sides, the chin area. Alright, and normally I would blend out with that same brush, but I'm going to use my blending brush. Now I don't have it wet, so it's going to take a minute. I'll go ahead and wet this, finish the blend, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and just used a bigger brush for the blending. I really wanted a soft contour. I didn't want too much in your face, so it's there, but it's a little bit more subtle on the camera. So I didn't do my nose though, so I'm going to take a smaller one and I'm going to draw those lines there. And then make sure there's nothing left on the brush, and I'm just going to blend it in. Alright, and there you have it. So that's contoured as well. Then we got to go back in with the blush. So I'm going to take this one and do the blush, and then we'll come back in for a small highlight. Now, I blend after everything if I want to tone down the look. I'm going to go extremely dramatic with my eyes on this look, so I want the rest of it to be kind of toned down a little bit. Something a little more wearable, especially because I'll be wearing this to work on Christmas Eve. So now we're done almost with the face. We got one more step, and it's the highlight. I was going to use my Trace Steak. This does an amazing highlight, but you guys, I have a different idea. I have this Girls Talk palette by Clean Color. I got it from Shop Miss A. It's only $1, but some of these colors are amazing, and the pigment is amazing for a $1 item. So we're going to go in with this one that I did the contour on my nose with, and we're actually going to pick up this white shade. This is where we're going to start infusing the red, the green, the gold, or the white that are traditionally Christmas colors. So we're going to pick up that white on the brush. It picks up pretty well for just tapping it. And we're going to go in as a highlight. And it shines amazing. And this is why I wanted to use this palette. For being only $1, really, this is amazing. And if you get this much pigment just from tapping, imagine if you were to wipe the brush in it. Alright, and then the nose. And if we need more glow later, we can always come back in and add a little more. And the Cupid's bow. Alright, and now that we have that done, we can finally move on to the eyes. So for this, we're going to get a little bit interesting. We're not going to do a typical look. We are going to use a product that I have not used before, but am fully aware of how to use it. And we're going to go full glam from this point on. Normally I would do my eyebrows last, but we're going to do those first, and we're going to use the same Santee eyebrow powder that I have been using, mainly because I don't want any fallout from my eyebrows, because I use powder on my eyes when I begin this look. And I'm going to use this brush here and just kind of fill in my eyebrows. Now, it's my first time using these brushes on my eyebrows, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so now we have our eyebrows done, and we can go on with the dramatic look on the eyes and the mouth. Now, I'm playing with some ideas for the lips. It depends how bold I want to go. But first, as always, we're going to apply the primer, and I'm using the e.l.f. eyelid primer, or eyeshadow primer. And we're going to actually need this twice, so we'll get into that in a minute. But we want to make sure we cover really well as a base. That was easy. So now we just want to make sure that it's blended evenly. Create a nice flat, one shade base for this look. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and do the transition colors and the crease, because that's going to be the whites and the golds and maybe a little silver. So the first one we're going to go in with is the middle color, and I'm going to use my other brushes for these, just because I'm so used to doing those, and with this particular look I want to make sure that it is exactly what I want. So first we're going to go in with the pencil brush, and we're going to go in with the darker silver, and we're going to go into the crease. So I'll get that done. I'll be right back. Okay, so we got that done, and then we're going to go ahead and go in with a little bit whoa. We're going to go ahead and with a little bit darker color, and we're going to use kind of a goldish tone this time. So I think we're going to go in more with this one right here. And we're going to go ahead and apply that in the same spot, right in the crease. This is a fluffier brush, so it'll give it a little bit of a broader area. And this brush, most of my brushes are no name, but this one's a Royal and Langnickel Angle Shader. Okay, so now I wasn't going to use any other colors, but we're going to use another one just to kind of start tying in to the shade that is going to be the main focus. And for that, if this gives you a clue, we're going to use kind of a bit of a dark bronze gold, one of these three in here, just to kind of deepen up this area and tie it in a little bit. Maybe we'll mix the three of them. Okay, so it's not entirely dark, but it's a little more definition. So we're just going to go ahead and blend it in to the rest of the eye. And we'll come back to those copper colors again after we get the eyelid done. So for now, we're going to go ahead and put this away. This is where, I am so sorry, I'm dropping things, I'm uncomfortable sitting on the edge of my bed, but we're getting it done. Alright, so this is where it's gonna get interesting, and let's put it this way, we're introducing the e.l.f. glitter primer. I have not used this before. I have glitter, but I usually don't need it on very long. Since I'll be wearing this look to work on Christmas Eve, I want to make sure that it sticks. So I ordered this, and it just came in the mail today, which was the last thing I was waiting on to get this look done. So we're going to go ahead and put the primer on, and then we're going to go in with the red glitter. This is cosmetic glitter. It's called Slice of the Moon. I'm not sure what company I got it from. I found it on Amazon. You have to make sure you get the cosmetic glitter. If you get the other in your eyes, some of those glitters, like at the craft store, can contain glass and plastic, and you don't want that in your eyes. This is cosmetic grade. So we'll go ahead and use our concealer brush here to apply this. And I'll be back. We're going to do one eye at a time. Alright, so we got to work fast. I put it on this eye, and I actually switched to this flat eyeshadow brush. So we're going to use the same brush since it's got the glue on it, and that's all I'm using it for right now. And we're going to go ahead and dip that right into this beautiful glitter right here. Look at that. And we're going to go ahead and apply it to the lid, up to the crease. Okay, so there you have it. It's not perfect, but we're going to clean that up in a minute. Until done, let me go ahead and do the other eye. Okay, so there it is. It is very bold, a very, very big statement. We are going to tone it down a little bit on the top, blend it a little bit better. I'm going to take a fluffy angle brush here and kind of work in one of the gold tone colors, the copper tones in this eyeshadow palette, just to tone it down and then fill out out here now that this is dry. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll be right back for the next step. Okay, so we toned the top down a little bit. It's not completely even, but right now it's okay. I'll work on that when I actually go to wear it. This eye also hangs a little lower, so it's hard to notice, but I got glitter everywhere. Now that I do, we're going to go ahead and do the eyeliner. Once I figure out where I put it. 1 second. Okay, so I found it, and this one is Legendary by Shani. You can get this right on their website, but I got this one on Amazon. It is, it looks black, but it is a deep green. It actually looked brighter in the picture online, so I'm not quite sure how it's going to turn out because it isn't exactly what I expected. And now I'm going to use this really thin brush here to apply it, and I'm going to try and get the best wing I can, see if I can't stamp a wing with this. So I'll be back, and hopefully it won't look like a disaster. Okay, so it's not quite what I was going for. This was better, but I had to kind of even it out with this one. I'm definitely going to have to wash my brushes after this look. So while the eyeliner's still wet, I did have to use my, this one, my Luxie 215 small angle brush for the eyeliner. That other one just wasn't cutting it. So we're going to take the pencil brush and we're going to smudge that out a little bit. I can't really put anything on my waterline. My eyes, I used to be able to. That used to be where I wore my eyeliner. But ever since I got into makeup again, for the first time in a while, like my eyes straight water the whole time, and it really just smears everything back off again. This one dried out a little bit, so we're just going to pat in some color right there so we can smudge it. Alright, and now this is where we're going to go back in with that copper color, and we're going to smudge from here to about the equivalent over here, right about where the color on your eye ends. And we're going to smudge it right into the green. Alright, see, even that little bit of shadow really gets into my eyes and irritates them. So what we're going to do for the last step, I don't have my little detail brush anymore because I used it with some glitter eyeshadow the other day and I have to wash it yet. But we're going to go ahead and take this white. I'll take my other angle brush that I have and slap it in the corner here and then drag it back in to meet the red. I'll go ahead and finish that and be right back. Alright, so normally this is where I would put my eyelashes on. We're not going to put eyelashes today, mainly because I'm just going to have to take them right back off. I'm doing this video and literally I then have to go cook and get ready for bed. So we're just going to go ahead and do a mascara, and I'm using the Voluminous False Lash Mascara. This one is really old. I believe it says something else on the bottle now. But I absolutely love this, and I lost it for a while. But this was my go-to. So that is good enough for now. So, okay. So, not the greatest, but it's there. So picture the eyelashes, and then all we have left is the lips. Now we're going to go with a gradient or an ombre lip. I don't normally do this, but at least not with two completely different colors. They both have red undertones. One is a red and one has a red undertone. But the first color we're going to use is Current News by Nuya. This is a sample size I got in my Ipsy bag. And then the next one we're going to use is by Princessa, and it's Matte Kiss in Rose. Very, very bright red. Originally, I saw on Nikki tutorials where she did a lip and then she put the red glitter on top, and I was considering that, but it's just not practical for work. And let's face it, I have to wear this to work if I want to wear the holiday look, because I work Christmas Eve. So we're going to go ahead and line the bottom of the lip and do the outsides in this color, and we'll be right back. Okay, so yes, that looks funny. But this is where we're going to go in with this red, and we're going to put it in the middle, and then we're going to blend it out into the darker red. And there you have it. See, I blended the two because I didn't really want to go so bright, but the dark color was a little too dark. Now, this one is very, very creamy. This was also $1. This was on shopmissa.com. And the other, like I said, I got this in my Ipsy bag. It's an all-natural product. Ooh. Which is why I love it so much. I used to make my own. So, and then there you have it. This is the final look. Let's go ahead and put on the lashes. There you have it. This is the holiday look. So that's it for this video. I would stay tuned for more, and I have a couple videos that are about to be uploaded. I just have to finish editing, and I look forward to seeing you guys later.